Welcome to Beyond Blessed, where I provide Christian inspiration that I hope will help you form a closer relationship with God. If you find this video to be of value, please be sure to like and subscribe as it helps this channel grow and reach more Christians. Even though God tells us not to be afraid, the reality is that fear permeates every aspect of our life more than anything else. Fear is a big part of who we are. The problem is that we humans are much too eager to let fear dominate our lives and determine what choices we make. A lot of the time, we find ourselves living in a state of permanent terror, also known as a state of persistent fear, an ongoing fear, or an endless fear. Every moment of the day and every hour of the night, we are filled with terror. Fear is ingrained in the human psyche. Fear was one of the consequences of sin. Fear did not exist in human consciousness before Adam sinned. Yet the minute Adam sinned, fear entered his life, as well as the lives of every generation to follow. In today's world, it seems like there are more and more reasons to be afraid. Many people all over the world live in constant fear. They worry about getting sick or being rejected, losing their spouse or job, being the subject of malicious rumors, falling short of their goals, and so on and so forth. Many of you are not functioning to your full potential as a direct result of your fears, which has led to your lives being devoid of peace and happiness. This is because your fears prevent you from enjoying God's gifts to you. Did you know God gifted you? Every virtuous and admirable present is bestowed on us by our Heavenly Father from on high. God has endowed you with skills and abilities, but many are unwilling to use them because they are afraid of failing. For some of you, it's the anxiety and fear of moving on to the next stage of your life and starting a new chapter in your story. You are unable to escape a situation for the simple reason that you are too terrified to do so. Because you are too scared and afraid to start your own business or change jobs, you are going to a job that you hate every day. You've settled for the comfort and safety of a job that you despise in order to safeguard yourself from additional fears. Some of you have a fear of a situation that is occurring around you, and you are terrified of what the result will be. There are some people who are actually terrified of their own successes. These worries will suffocate the gifts that God has given you, as well as the plan that God has for your life. What exactly are you afraid of? What are some of the things that keep you up at night? Is it a fear of falling short of expectations? Everyone has experienced failure at some point in their lives. Don't let fear stop you. The Bible tells us God has not given us the spirit of fear, but rather the spirit of power, love, and of a sound mind. The emotion of fear is a potent force. Fear has the ability to make somebody completely helpless. Fear will prevent you from seeing how much love God has for you. You will be unable to move forward along the path that God has planned for you if you allow fear to hold you back. In the Bible, whenever an angel made a revelation to a human being, the angel would always begin the conversation by assuring the person not to be afraid. This shows how powerfully fear permeates human nature. I would like to read Psalm 27 verse 1 to you right now. When someone or something tries to make me feel afraid, I read this passage. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? Because the Lord is both my light and my salvation, I have absolutely nothing to be afraid of. I am not afraid of anything, not death, not men, and certainly not situations. I have no fear because God is with me. I'm not trying to show off how big, bad, or strong I am, and this has nothing to do with my strength at all. The combination of your strength and mine is about as useful as an umbrella during a tornado. David made the proclamation that the Lord is his source of strength. Because of this, the Bible tells us to have faith in the Lord and to be strong. God is stronger than you and I are, and He has more power than your circumstances and any fears you might be experiencing. Don't rely on your own abilities. Instead, have faith in the Lord's strength. Ephesians chapter 6 verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of His might. This passage from the Bible does not suggest that you put your confidence in your own strengths and abilities. It tells us that God is our strength, and therefore we are able to handle anything that comes our way. I am able to keep running without becoming exhausted. Because of Jesus Christ, I am victorious over all of my enemies. I will no longer let anything provoke fear in me. Greater is He who is in me than he who is in the world. I won't let myself get scared. I am not going to be frightened because I have faith in God. Call up to Him and ask Him to fight for and alongside you. Put on the armor of faith and do not be afraid of the evil one, of dying or of being ill. Brothers and sisters, put your trust in the Lord and do not be afraid, for He is your strength. No matter what you may have done in the past, God has a plan for you that is to bless you and not to harm you, as well as to give you a future and hope. God is within us. You have nothing to worry about because the God living inside of you is stronger than the evil that exists in the world. This means that regardless of the difficulties you might be facing, God who dwells inside of you is more powerful than your fears. He is more powerful than any diagnosis that a doctor could give. Even in situations where it seems as though there is no way out, God will always make a way. God is in this place. Today, someone needs to listen to these words because they are struggling through the darkness of defeat, illness, and death, but they must never lose sight of the fact that God is with them. You have to choose to overcome your fears. You are the one who needs to make a decision. I won't be afraid of anything. This does not imply that you are immune to fear. However, whenever you feel it beginning to creep up on you, stand up and shout, "Not today, devil. I will not be frightened by any evil." I give you my word that if you put yourself in the middle of the chaos and speak directly to that fear, it will flee. Because of your fear, many of you are not living the life that God has planned for you to live. Fearlessly live your life as you go about your daily business. Don't let the challenges that life throws at you keep you from living your best life. Because your strength comes from God, you should not be concerned about what lies ahead. Put an end to letting your fears control how you behave and the decisions you make. How can you be strong in the Lord? You may be asking yourself. Reading the Bible is one thing that you need to do. Let the Bible be the nourishment of your faith. Your faith in the Lord will increase as you start reading the Bible because you'll get to know Him better. You will start to understand who God is. You'll start to understand what He represents. He's the God who never fails, the God who never forsakes you, and the God who won't disappoint you. You'll soon realize that God is the one who loves you more than any other. You'll realize that He is the one who gave His Son's life in order to prove His love for you. What else is there to be afraid of if you know that there is a God who loves you and is watching over you? Today I challenge each of you to give your fear a rest. Lay it at the feet of the Lord and watch Him handle it for you. When you allow God to fight your battles for you, you cannot lose. Until next time, stay blessed.